The characteristic of planning that involves decision making is fundamental to understanding how planning functions as a critical management and cognitive process. Decision making in planning is about evaluating options, selecting strategies, and determining actions to achieve desired outcome. Here is a detailed exploration of these aspects. So, first is choice among alternatives. At the heart of planning lies the necessity to make choices. These choices are about selecting one course of action from a set of alternatives. Each alternative represents a potential path to achieving a goal. A decision making involves assessing the merits and drawbacks of these options based on criteria such as cost, time, impact, and feasibility. Next, we will talk about goal alignment. So, decision making in planning is driven by the alignment with overarching goals. Decisions are not made in isolation but are connected to broader objectives that guide the decision making process. This ensures that every choice advances the planner towards achieving the set goals. Whether these are organizational targets, project milestones, or personal objectives. Third point is resource allocation. So, planning involves decisions regarding this allocation of resources. This includes determining how to best utilize time, money, and personnel and other resources to achieve the most effective outcome. Effective resource allocation requires careful consideration to balance various factors and optimize performance while minimizing waste and inefficiencies. Next point is risk assessment and management. Decision making within planning also involves assessing potential risks and deciding on the best way to manage or mitigate these risks. This includes identifying what could go wrong, evaluating the likelihood and impact of these risks, and implementing strategies to address them proactively. Next point is analytical and critical thinking. So, effective decision making in planning requires analytical thinking to break down complex problems into manageable parts and critical thinking to evaluate different aspects of each option. This intellectual engagement is crucial for making informed decisions that are logical, well reasoned, and justifiable. Next, we will talk about future oriented perspective. So, decisions made during the planning process are inherently future oriented. They require consideration of future scenarios, predictions of outcomes, and foresight about trends and changes. This forward looking approach helps in crafting plans that are robust, flexible, and capable of adapting to changes. Our next point is iterative process. Decision making in planning is not a one time event but an iterative process. As plans are implemented, new information and situations may emerge that necessitate revisiting and revising initial decisions. This iterative nature ensures that the planning remains relevant and effective over time. Next point is stakeholder involvement. So, planning often involves multiple stakeholders, and decision making must consider the diverse perspective, needs, and preference of these groups. This can complicate the decision making process but is essential for ensuring that the plans are comprehensive and have broad support. Decision making is a core element of planning, involving the selection of the best possible course of action from various alternatives to achieve specific goals. It requires a blend of analytical skills, critical thinking, and strategic foresight, making it both a challenging and essential aspect of effective planning. Next characteristic is resource optimization. It is a critical concept in project management, business operations, and various engineering disciplines. It involves the strategic management and allocation of resources to maximize efficiency and effectiveness while minimizing waste and cost. So, a detailed explanation of the concept is maximizing utilization. Resource optimization focuses on maximizing the utilization of available resources. This means ensuring that all resources, whether they are human, financial, technological, or material, are used as efficiently as possible to achieve the highest possible output or productivity. Effective utilization involves avoiding underuse or overuse, which can lead to inefficiencies and increased costs. Next, we will talk about minimizing waste. A key aspect of resource optimization is minimizing waste. This includes reducing idle time for machinery, decreasing excess inventory, cutting down on unnecessary manpower hours, and minimizing energy consumption. By identifying and eliminating areas of waste, organizations can significantly improve their operational efficiency and reduce costs. Next point is strategic allocation. So, resource optimization requires strategic allocation of resources based on project needs and priorities. This involves careful planning and scheduling to ensure that the right resources are available at the right time and place. Techniques such as resource leveling and resource smoothing are commonly used to manage resource allocation effectively. Resource leveling aims to minimize fluctuations in resource uses by maintaining a steady workload, while resource smoothing adjusts the project scheduling to apply resources more evenly. In project management, resource optimization is crucial for success project delivery. It ensures that projects are completed within the allocated time and budget while meeting or exceeding quality standards. By optimizing resources, project manager can avoid delays and cost overruns, which are common pitfalls in project management. If we talk about technological tools, then modern resource management software greatly facilitates resource optimization. These tools allow for real time tracking and management of resources, enabling project managers to make quick adjustments as needed. Features like drag and drop scheduling and immediate visual feedback on resource allocation help in making informed decisions swiftly, enhancing the ability to manage multiple projects simultaneously. Next, we will talk about continuous improvement and holistic approach. So, resource optimization is not a one time effort but a continuous process of improvement. Organization must regularly review and adjust their resource management strategies to adapt to changing conditions and improve efficiency. This ongoing process involves analyzing performance data, learning from past projects, and implementing best practices to refine resource allocation and uses. Effective resource optimization requires a holistic approach that considers all aspects of the organization's operations. This includes understanding the interdependencies between different resources, departments, and projects. A holistic views help in identifying bottlenecks, and synergies, allowing for more coordinated and strategic resource management. Next characteristic is pervasive. So, the term pervasive describes something that is present or noticeable in every part of the thing or place, spreading throughout it in a way that the is often inceptible. This concept is widely applicable from cultural trends to technological influences and even to certain behaviors or environmental factors. Here is a detailed look at the characteristic and implication of something being pervasive. First point is widespread presence. So, when something is described as pervasive, it means it appears or is felt everywhere within a given area or context. This could be a physical presence, like a technology that has become integral of to daily life, or a more abstract presence such as ideology or cultural norms that is universally accepted and practiced within a society. If we talk about deep penetration, so pervasiveness also implies a deep penetration into the structure or fabric of something. For example, pervasive corruption means that corrupt practices are deeply embedded in all levels of an institution or society, affecting nearly every aspect of its operations and culture. Similarly, the pervasive influence of a historical figure in literature might mean that their ideas or style deeply influence many works and authors. If we talk about inescapability, a key aspect of something being pervasive is its inescapability. This characteristic suggests that it is difficult or impossible to avoid encountering or being influenced by the pervasive element. For instance, pervasive advertising might be seen in every possible medium from online platforms to physical spaces, making it unavoidable. Often, pervasive elements are not just widespread but subtle, integrated into everyday life or the environment, making them almost indistinguishable from other aspects of daily life experience. For example, pervasive technology like smartphones integrates seamlessly into various aspects of life, influencing behavior, communication, and even thought processes without overt recognition. If we talk about cultural and social impact, so when ideas and behavior or technology become pervasive, they can have significant cultural and social impact. They might shape social norms, influence public opinion, or steer cultural and political discourse. The pervasive nature of digital media, for example, has informed how people communicate, access information, and participate in civic life. If we talk about potential for negative connotation, so while the term pervasive can be neutral, it often carries a negative connotation, especially when associated with undesirable phenomena. For example, pervasive pollution or pervasive surveillance suggests a widespread and potentially harmful presence that is difficult to combat or mitigate. Our last point for the characteristic is historical and evolutionary uses. Historical, the concept of pervasiveness has evolved. Initially linked with physical spreading, its modern uses encompasses a broader range of applications, including psychological, social, and technological domains. This evolution reflects changes in society and technology, highlighting how the concept of pervasiveness adapts to new context and challenges. Being pervasive means being widespread, deeply integrated, and often inexplicable within a particular environment or context. This characteristic can apply to beneficial phenomena like technological advancements or to harmful ones like environmental pollutants or societal issues, reflecting a complex interplay or influence and integration across different domains. Next characteristic is flexibility. So, flexibility in a broad sense refers to the ability to adapt and adjust to changing conditions or circumstances. This concept is crucial across various domains, including physical health, mental agility, and organizational adaptability. Here is a detailed look at the different aspects of flexibility. So, we are going to discuss few points like physical flexibility, mental, then emotional, after that organizational, followed by technological and cultural. So let's start with physical flexibility. In physical terms, flexibility is the ability of muscles and joints to move through their full range of motion without pain or restriction. This type of flexibility is essential for general fitness and wellness as it enhances movement efficiency, reduces the risk of injuries, and improve posture and balances. Talk about mental flexibility. So, mentally flexibility refers to the capacity to adjust one's thinking processes to new, changing, or unexpected circumstances. Next, flexibility is emotional. So, this kind of flexibility involves the ability to adjust one's emotional responses based on the demands of the situation. If we talk about organizational flexibility, so in a business or organizational context, flexibility refers to the ability of a company to adapt quickly to market changes, customer demands, and external pressures. This includes flexibility work arrangements, adaptive business strategies, and the capacity to pivot operations or products in response to industry trends and disruptions. This kind of flexibility is key to sustaining competitiveness and innovation in a rapid changing business environment. Talking about technological flexibility, so it refers to the adaptability of systems, software, or processes to new, modified, or advancing technologies. In the digital age, the ability to integrate new technologies or to upgrade existing systems to accommodate changes is crucial for maintaining operational efficiency and capitalizing on technological advancement. If we talk about cultural flexibility, so simply it involves the openness to and acceptance of diverse culture, practice, and perspective. Flexibility in all its forms, it about the capacity to navigate flexibility and complexity and with ease and effectiveness, whether it's bending without breaking in a physical sense, adjusting thought processes, or pivoting business strategies. Flexibility is a key attribute that enables individuals and organizations to thrive in dynamic environment. Next topic is importance of planning. We will discuss the importance of planning in details. So planning is essential because it aids in decision making, right? It requires managers to look ahead and consider various scenarios, helping them choose the most viable plan from several alternatives. This proactive approach ensures that decisions are made based on thorough analysis and strategic foresight rather than reactive impulses. By assessing each option, managers can pick strategies that optimize resources and align with the organization's long term goals. One of the primary roles of planning is to provide direction by setting clear objectives and defining the steps to achieve them. Planning ensures that all organizational activities are aligned towards achieving the set goals. This clarity help in guiding the efforts of the entire organization, ensuring that everyone is working towards a common objective, thereby minimizing wasted effort to resources. Planning significantly enhances efficiency within an organization by clearly laying out tasks and allocating resources appropriately. Planning helps in avoiding confusion and redundancies. It ensures that resources are not wasted on projects with little chance of success. Moreover, planning allows for the establishment of timeliness and deadliness that streamline processes and improve productivity. Effective planning involves detailed resource allocation, which is crucial for any organization. It helps in identifying what resources are needed, how they can be best utilized, and when they should be deployed. This careful management of resources prevents shortages and excesses, ensuring that the organization operates smoothly and is prepared for various operational needs. In today's dynamic business environment, adaptability is crucial. Planning helps organizations prepare for future changes and potential disruptions. Through contingency planning and scenario analysis, organizations can develop strategies to quickly adapt to market changes, technological advancement, or competitive pressures. This preparedness is vital for sustaining operations and maintaining a competitive edge. Planning plays a critical role in risk management also by anticipating potential risk and developing strategies to mitigate them. Organization can prevent crisis and minimize the impact of unforeseen events. This proactive approach is risk management is essential for long-term stability and success. Planning is inherently tied to goal setting and achievement. It provides a systematic approach to setting objectives and measuring progress towards them. By breaking down larger goals into smaller, manageable tasks, planning make it easier to achieve complex objectives. This structured approach ensures that every step taken is a step towards accomplishing the desired outcome. The planning process also stimulates innovation and creativity by forcing managers to think about the future, consider alternatives, and solve problems creatively. Planning fosters an environment where new ideas can flourish. This is particularly important in overcoming challenges and finding efficient ways to achieve goals. Planning is indispensable in both management and personal context. It not only guides decision making and resource allocation but also enhances efficiency, foster adaptability, and promotes systematic progress towards achieving goals. By integrating effective planning practices, organizations and individuals can ensure better preparedness, improved performance, and greater success in their endeavors. Next topic is types of planning. And we have four types. First is strategic, second tactical, third operational, and last is contingency. We will discuss each of the planning type one by one. So first is strategic planning. Strategic planning is a crucial process through which an organization's leaders define their vision for the future and identify the organization's goals and objectives. This process not only involves establishing and sequence in which those goals should be realized, but also aligning the organization's mission and strategic goals with its long-term vision. Here is a deeper look into the strategic planning process, its significance, and its components. Here is an example of strategic planning, that is, a technological company aims to become the leader in renewable energy solution within the next 10 years. To achieve this, the company's strategic plan includes investing in research and development, forming partnerships with green technology firms, and acquiring smaller startups that have developed innovative, sustainable technologies. This strategic plan sets the long term direction and priorities for the company, aligning all future initiatives towards achieving market leadership in renewable energy. So, here is the purpose of strategic planning. Strategic planning serves to set the foundation for an organization by establishing a clear direction and framework for action. It is forward looking and involves the integration of various organizational departments to achieve comprehensive long term goals. The strategic plan acts as a roadmap guiding the organization towards its future state while considering the dynamic nature of business environments, industry shifts, and regulatory changes. Here are some core elements of strategic planning. We have few points like mission and vision, environmental scanning, strategy formulation, strategy implementation, and evaluation and control. We will discuss one by one. So, strategic planning starts with a clear articulation of the organization's mission and vision. The mission statement outlines the organization's purpose, its core values, and its primary stakeholders, providing sense of direction and identity. The vision statement, on the other hand, sets forth a compelling picture of the future of the organization aims to create, serving as a motivational guide for strategic efforts. Talking about environmental scanning, so this involves a thorough analysis of both internal and external environments. Internally, a SWOT analysis, which is also known as strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, can help identify critical resources and capabilities as well as areas of improvements. Externally, it assesses the landscape for opportunities and threats, considering factors like market trends, competition, and economic conditions. This dual analysis helps in making informed strategic decisions. Based on insight gained from the environmental scan, strategic goals are set. These goals should be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound, which is known as a SMART strategy. So, this formulation involves deciding on the broad strategies that will enable the organizations to achieve its vision and mission. This step integrates various functional areas of the organization, such as marketing, finance, and HR to ensure cohesive actions. The implementation phase translates strategies, goals into actionable plans. This involves allocating resources, assigning responsibilities, and setting timeliness. Effective implementation requires coordination across the organization and can involve change in management strategies to align team and departmental objectives with the strategic goals. And the last point is evaluation and control. So, strategic planning is a dynamic process that requires continuous monitoring and adjustment. This phase involves tracking progress against strategic goals and analyzing performance data and making necessary adjustment to strategies. Regular reviews help ensure that the strategic plan remains relevant and effective in the face of changing conditions. So, what are the importance of strategic planning? Strategic planning is essential for several reasons like direction and alignments, proactive management, resource allocation, performance enhancement. So basically, it provides a clear direction for the organization and aligns various departments and functions with overarching goals, helps organizations anticipate changes and respond proactively rather than reactively, ensure that resources are allocated efficiently and effectively to support strategic objectives. And by setting clear goals and monitoring progress, strategic planning enhances overall organizational performance. So, conclusion is strategic planning is not just setting long term goals but about creating a responsive and flexible organization that can thrive in a changing environment. It involves a systematic process of envisioning a desired future and mapping out the strategies to achieve it, ensuring that the organization not only survives but prospers. As such, strategic planning remains a vital activity for any organization aiming to maintain a competitive edge and achieve sustained success. And our next type is tactical planning. It is a crucial component of the broader strategic management process, serving as a bridge between long term strategic goals and day to day operations. It involves the development of short term, actionable plans that are designed to implement and strategies outlined in an organization's strategic plan. Here is a deeper look into the nature, process, and significance of tactical planning. Here is an example as well. So, based on the strategic goal of increasing market share in the renewable energy sector, the marketing department of the technology company develops a technical plan for the next year. This plan includes launching targets, advertising campaigns in key markets, attending and presenting at industry conference and enhancing social media engagement to build brand awareness. Each campaign is designed with specific objectives that contribute to the broader strategic goal. So, nature of tactical planning is characterized by its focus on medium-term goals. Typically, spanning from 1 to 3 years, it translates the broad, often abstract, aims of strategic planning into concrete, achievable object. Technical or tactical plans are more detailed than strategic plans, providing clear guidance on what needs to be done, by whom, and by when to move the organization towards its strategic objective. Here are some key elements of tactical planning like focused goals, action steps, resource allocation, timeline. So we will talk about these four. Tactical planning starts with the identification of specific goals that support the strategic objective. These goals are precise and measurable, making it easier to track progress and make adjustments as needed. Each tactical goal is associated with specific steps or actions that needs to be taken to achieve the goals. These actions are clearly defined and assigned to specific teams or individuals within the organization. Effective tactical planning requires careful consideration of the resources available and the best way to utilize them to achieve the desired outcome. This includes not just financial resources but also materials, HR, and time. Talking about timeline, so tactical plans include a clear timeline with deadlines for completing each action step. This helps ensure that the plan stays on track and that the strategic goals are pursued in the timely manner. So, what is the process of tactical planning? The process of this planning typically involves several key steps. So first step is review of strategic plan. The process begins with a thorough review of the organization's strategic plan to ensure that the tactical plans align with the long-term vision and goals. Then we conduct environmental scanning. So tactical planning also involves an environmental scanning to identify any immediate opportunities or threats that could impact the plan. This include analyzing market trend, competitive landscape, and internal capabilities. Next process step is goal setting. So based on the strategic objectives and the environmental scan, specific statistical goals are set. These goals are designed to be achievable within the time frame of the tactical plan. If we talk about development of action plans, so each tactical goal, a detailed action plan is developed. This plan outlines the steps needed to achieve the goal, assigns responsibilities, and sets deadliness. Next point is implementation. So the tactical plans are then implemented by the designated teams or departments. Effective implementation requires good communication and coordination across the organization. We talk about monitoring and adjustments. So, throughout the implementation process, the progress of the tactical plans is monitored. This allows for adjustments to be made in response to changes in the internal and external environment. So, what is the importance of tactical planning? Why we are studying this, or why we conduct tactical planning? So it is essential for several reasons like operational alignment. It ensures that the day-to-day operations of the organization are aligned with its strategic goals. For resource efficiency, so by carefully planning how resources are used, tactical planning helps ensure that the organization uses its resources efficiently. Next point is flexibility. So tactical plans are typically easier to adjust than strategic plans, allowing organization to respond quickly to changes in the environment. And by setting clear, actionable goals, tactical planning helps improve the overall performance of the organization. All in all, tactical planning is a vital activity that connects strategic goals with operational actions. It provides a detailed roadmap for the organization to follow, ensuring that every part of the organization is working effectively towards the common strategic objective. So, our Next type is operational planning. Operational planning is a critical component of overall organizational management, focusing on the creation and implementation of specific short term action aimed at achieving the strategic objectives set by an organization. It translated strategic visions into actionable steps that can be executed on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. Here is a deeper look into the nature, process, and significance of the operational planning. So, nature of the operation planning is detailed and tactical, designed to guide day-to-day operations of the organization. It typically covers a shorter time frame, often 1 year or less. It is focused on the development of specific programs, budgets, and processes necessary to achieve the tactical goals that support the broader and strategic plan. So, the key element of the operational planning is detailed task management. This type of planning specifies the exact tasks that need to be performed by different departments or teams within the organization. This includes who will perform these tasks, the resources required, and the timeliness for completion. Effective operational planning involves detailed resource management, ensuring that all necessary resources like HR, material, money are available to achieve the operational goals. It aligns resource allocation with the priorities established in the strategic plan. Operational plans define specific metrics and outcomes to measure the success of daily tasks and activities. These metrics help in monitoring efficiency, productivity, and the overall effectiveness of the operational strategies implemented. Involving stakeholders are close to daily operations, such as team members and department heads, is crucial. Their insights ensure that the operational plan is realistic and grounded in the practical aspect of the organizational work. If we talk about its process, then there are few steps like review of strategic goals, task identification and assignment, budgeting and resource allocation, implementation and monitoring, and the last step is adjustment and optimization. So the process starts with a clear understanding of the strategic goals by set the organization. This ensures that the operational plan supports and is aligned with these long-term goals. Specific tasks are identified based on the strategic objectives. These tasks are then assigned to relevant departments or teams with clear responsibility and deadlines. Operational planning includes detailed budgeting where financial resources are allocated to different tasks and activities. This also involves ensuring that necessary human and material resources are available to execute the plan effectively. The operational plan is put into action and its implementation is closely monitored. This involves regular check and updates to ensuring that tasks are being completed as planned and are driving the desired outcome. Based on the monitoring and evaluation of the operational plan, necessary adjustments are made to optimize performance and efficiency. This step ensures that the organization can adapt to any changes or unforeseen challenges that arise during execution. Here are some important points, or we can say importance of operational planning. First is efficiency and productivity, then alignment with strategic goals, followed by adaptability and also performance measurement. So, by clearly defining daily tasks and responsibilities, operational planning enhances team productivity and overall organizational efficiency. It ensures that the day to day activities of the organization are directly contributing to the achievement of strategic objectives. Detailed operational plan allow organizations to quickly adapt the changes and manage resource effectively, maintaining stability and continuity in operations. Operational planning establishes clear metrics for performance evaluation, helping organizations measure success and identify areas for improvement. Operational planning is the activity that ensures that effective execution of strategic plans through detailed, actionable steps. It provides a clear roadmap for daily operations, aligning time with the organization's long term goals and ensuring that all resources are utilized efficiently to achieve these objectives. Our next type of planning is contingency planning. So, it is a critical management tool designed to prepare an organization to respond effectively to significant future events or disruptions. This process involves identifying potential risks, assessing their impact, and developing strategies to manage and mitigate those risks effectively. Here is a deeper look into the nature, process, and significance of contingency planning. So, contingency planning is essentially about preparing for possible future situations, particularly emergencies or situations that could cause serious harm or disruption at operations. It is proactive, aiming to minimize the impact of negative events and ensure that the organization can continue functioning or quick return to normalcy. So, the key elements are like risk identification. The first step in contingency planning is to identify potential risks or threats that could impact the organization. This could include natural disasters, technological failures, data breaches, or sudden market changes. The second point is impact analysis. So, once risks are identified, the next step is to assess their potential impact on the organization. This involves understanding how these risks could affect operations, resources, and stakeholders. Based on the risk assessment, contingency strategies are developed. These strategies are detailed plans that outline specific actions and organizations will take in response to the identified risk. Next point is resource allocation and plan maintenance. So, effective contingency planning also involves allocating resources such as personnel, equipment, and finances to support the contingency strategies. This ensures that necessary tools are available to manage and mitigate risk. This planning must be regularly updated and maintained to reflect new risks and changes in the organization. This ongoing process helps ensure that the plans remain effective over time. Talking about its process, then the process of this planning involves several key steps like risk assessment, plan development, implementation and training, monitoring and review. So this involves identifying and prioritizing potential risks based on their likelihood and potential impact on the organization. This step is crucial for focusing resources on the most significant threats. For each identified risk, a specific contingency plan is developed. This plan outlines the step to be taken before, during, and after an event to manage and mitigate its impact. This includes defining roles and responsibilities, communication protocols, and recovery strategies. Once the plans are developed, they are implemented through training and exercises. This helps ensure that everyone knows their roles and responsibilities and that the plans work effectively. Contingency plans should be regularly reviewed and updated based on new information and changes in the organization or its environment. This continuous improvement helps to keep the plans relevant and effective. And the importance of this type of planning is minimizes disruptions, enhances resilience, protects resources, ensures compliances. So, by preparing for potential risk, organizations can minimize disruptions to their operations and reduce the duration of any interruption. Contingency planning helps organizations become more resilient, enabling them to recover quickly from setbacks and continue operating under adverse conditions. Effective contingency plans protect an organization's resources, including its people, assets, and reputation, by reducing the potential damage from unexpected events. For many industries, contingency planning is not just prudent but also a regulatory requirement, ensuring compliance can prevent legal and financial penalties. So, in concluding, the contingency planning is a vital aspect of organizational management, providing a structured approach to dealing with unexpected events. It ensures that an organization can respond effectively to challenges and maintain continuity of operations, ultimately supporting long term stability and success. This is all about the types of planning.